Hi everyone. It's an absolute pleasure. The only disappointment today is that we can't do this in person because it would be even better. But that is for the future. We'll have something to look forward to. But thank you very much for joining us this evening for what is the finale of the Encode Internet Computer Hackathon. We've been going for quite a while. Strictly speaking, it was 4 weeks, but I think when you add up all the time, I think I've probably been thinking about this one. Hoping about this one, putting energy into this one since probably August. So I'm so pleased to see this conclusion just as we reach Thanksgiving time. I'm going to say a few words in general and then hand over to the real man in charge today, which is George, who you've all interacted with and has been hand-holding you through the process in general, and a fantastic job, if I may say, of organising this hackathon. What is happening today? Well, some of you know this because you're competing. Some of you know this because you are judging. And some of you know this because you've taken part in this great event and all the workshops and learned a lot about the internet computer. But broadly, we have 8 finalists pitching for not just one real top prize, but 5 overall top prizes. Obviously, you all want that coveted top spot, which is a ton of money and prestige. Prestige always being the most important thing, but also money. And to invest in your projects or as you see fit. But we're looking forward to seeing you compete and pitch well for those. This is our running order. George made this, so if the maths doesn't add up, blame him. It's now we have me giving an overview. Wow. In about 5 minutes, we start the finalist pitches. These will be 3 minutes each with a little bit of time for questions. We reserve this for the judges. So if you do have any extra kind of questions, you can put them in chat and we'll see if we get to them. We try and keep the questions but fairly slick to keep this event running on time. Once that is done in about 3/4 of an hour, we will send the judges off to a breakout room to judge. I joked to Liz before, it's like electing a pope. They won't leave until winners are appointed. So we might be here all night, but most likely within 10 minutes. And then we'll crown the winners, announce, and then I'd love to say we were sharing a drink or partying. Leave that to your respective arrangements, but well, at least you have a nice emoji from us. A little bit about Encode. You probably know this already because you're in this event, but I'm contractually obliged by being CEO of the company to talk about Encode, so I'll keep this nice and brief. We are a Web3 education community. You come to Encode to learn, to build, to get hired, to get funded, and to work with the best protocols, and we've been so delighted to work with Internet Computer and DFINITY as a whole and their fantastic teams throughout this event to teach you and educate you. And I know for this hackathon, it was more of a learning curve. And that's a good thing. Learning curves are where the value is. We love learning curves. And I've personally enjoyed learning from the workshops a lot. And I organized this thing. So I can only think how much value you guys got out of being part of it. And again, thank you to the DFINITY team for all their incredible support during this event. I'm not going to do this slide. I don't need to talk about that or the success stories because you guys are going to be the success stories. I will say do make sure you stick around to the Discord. More events are coming and even better events to come. So we only do bigger and better. Although if we do at least as good as this event, I'll be extremely happy indeed. I think wait, there's a nice DFINITY logo. I think, George, am I handing over to you now, or do you want me to do this?
Yeah, I can do this. So just wanted to say a big thank you, first of all, to Liz, Carsten, Matty, and everyone from the DFINITY team that's been helping us to plan this hackathon, to operate it, to run the workshops, and to now decide the finalists. We have our fantastic judges here today who will be deciding who are the prize winners for the hackathon. So generally, just a quick overview of the hackathon. It was 4 weeks long. We had some workshops at the start to learn a bit more about DFINITY, to learn about building on the internet computer. And now we are at the final event, which is the finale. And we'll be hearing the pitches from our 8 finalists in a moment. So you can see there's the big prize pool, which includes some fantastic follow-on developer grants that these teams will be eligible for, hopefully eligible for, can apply for, and hopefully will get those and continue building their projects out into the future. This is the prize structure for today, and the judges will be deciding on the winners for these during the judging period. But I think we are pretty much ready to go into the to the pitches. So I'd like to call up the first team, which I believe is going to be Fulco from CanDAO, if you want to start sharing your screen. And what we'll do, judges. Yeah,
we'll share the screen and I will do the talking.
Oh, fantastic. And yeah, judges, we'll hear the pitches, should be around 3 minutes, and then we'll have around a minute for questions. So feel free to just kind of unmute yourselves and ask any questions at the end. And then if any follow-on questions, feel free to put them in the chat and the teams can perhaps answer those whilst other pitches are going on. But yeah, whenever you're ready, CanDAO.
All right, cool. Let's go then.
Hi, everyone. We are Artem, Akos, and Fulco. We are a designer from Russia, a front-end engineer from Hungary, and a back-end engineer from the Netherlands. Today, we are happy to introduce CanDAO, a platform that allows you to easily create a completely on-chain DAO to manage your canisters. On the internet computer, you face a problem where a canister can either be updated by a controller or by no one. Both solutions aren't great, as you both want to add new features, but also don't want a single point of failure in your application. CanDAO fixes this by putting a DAO as the controller of your canisters. Multiple members vote to interact with controlled canisters according to the DAO rules. Now the only way to update the canister is by getting a majority vote. Let me show you how this works with the demo. So in this demo, a CanDAO canister has already been deployed. And you can see on this member tab, the DAO has 4 members. One of those members is a special bot member, which is used for the GitHub integration. It can make proposals, but it can't vote. On the proposal page, you see some proposals that have already been executed, like the adding of 3 additional members and linking an existing canister to the DAO. When we go to the canister page, you can see this canister, which is controlled by the DAO. This canister just displays a simple front end, which you can see here. We will update the canister front end through an update canister proposal. So this proposal will be initiated by our bot member through a GitHub action. When you commit to the main branch, this GitHub action automatically triggers and builds the new canister and then makes an update proposal with the new binary, which will change the text color from purple to green for this demo. When we go back to the proposal page, we see that the proposal has been made and I'll approve it. When the majority approves the proposal, it gets immediately executed. If we now go back to the canister tab and click on our canister, you can see that the message has been updated to green. Now, one solution this might remind you of is the upcoming SNS, where you also put a DAO as the controller of your canisters. But where in the SNS, voting power is mapped to fungible tokens, in CanDAO, voting power is mapped to non-fungible identities. So instead of coordinating through strangers through monetary incentives, CanDAO can tie into existing relationships like the people in your startup or Discord group, or even your family. So what are the next steps for CanDAO? First, we want CanDAO to be a one-click solution instead of needing a command line or DFX. Secondly, we want CanDAO to be usable for everyone, not just programmers. To make this possible, we would like to start a marketplace where people can buy pre-made canisters to put under control of their DAO. For example, if some collective would like to buy some NFTs together, they could buy an NFT treasury canister instead of creating such a canister themselves. We would also like to introduce different voting mechanisms so that everybody can govern their canisters as they see fit. To accomplish these next steps, we hope to be able to get some funding for CanDAO. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?
Awesome. Thank you very much, Fulco. Judges, do we have any questions at all for the CanDAO team? Feel free to shout out.
Hi, this is Liz. First of all, thank you so much for the presentation. So my question is, I love what you guys are presenting, and I know that DAO infrastructure is something that's definitely needed. If you were to think forward in terms of a roadmap and what might come next, have you guys put any thought into that? And it's also okay if the answer is no, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so I think the biggest part of it is the marketplace we were talking about, so that there are so many different kind of DAOs. So this could be like a DAO app store where you can buy all kinds of DAOs and then just import it instead of writing up the code yourself. that would be the biggest part of the roadmap, and just general security fixes and security reviews, because people really need to trust this before they can use it.
Cool, thank you, Volko. Any other questions from the other judges here?
No questions, but would just like to comment that it's a great idea. Thank you. Thank you for taking this on.
Thanks.
Question for me. So yeah, I like it. So did you think about how to extend the voting mechanism? Like what kind of voting mechanism you could have in the future?
Yeah, I think we would just make an API, and then you could just use another canister for your voting mechanism. So you could make your voting mechanism whatever you want by just implementing this API.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much, judges, for your questions, and thank you, Team CanDAO, for a fantastic project. Next, we are going to move on to IC cards, which is by Jonathan and Remco. So if you guys want to start sharing your screen.
IC Cards is an RPG-style minting, leveling, and crafting game. The team consists of myself as a blockchain developer and my partner Remco as a full-stack UI developer. This is a video demo going over the actual user flow for the application. The first thing a user would do when they come to the application is log in with the plug wallet. We've done that already for the demo, so that's been skipped. And after that, the next thing they will want to do is actually buy a pack. We have 4. We have regular packs, rare packs, epic packs, and a legendary pack. They all have 5 cards, and which is pretty neat is that a pack as well as the cards are also NFTs. You could partially open the pack and sell that partially open pack on the marketplace, or not open it at all and then sell the completely unopened pack on the marketplace. Once you open the pack, the cards will show up here in your collection, and then you go to your packs and see the packs you've opened or the packs you haven't opened, as in the example on the bottom right there, you can see it. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is probably sell a card in the market. You can choose the price, the end date for the sale, and then list it. And once you list the card, it'll show up in 2 different places, either your collection after you filter by sales, or on the marketplace, which we'll see in a few moments here. One of the coolest things about the cards is that there are actually not limited supply, but you can actually see the actual amount of cards that exist in circulation right now. In this example, there's 1 out of 6 here on the screen, which means there are 6 of these elf woods that currently exist. For the silver ore, the same situation. This is 1 of 7 silver ores that exist in the game, but this is at the time of filming, so it's different now. Buying is as easy as selling. You click the buy button to check your funds, make sure you have enough funds to purchase it, and then now you own the card. Pretty straightforward and simple. The next thing is crafting. With crafting, you actually burn NFTs to create the next NFT in that tier, and you gain experience as well as levels, and that allows you to craft higher tier items. The cool part about this is that unlike buying packs and opening cards, there's no organic scarcity here. So as you go up in level and you grind yourself to level 100, you may be 1 of 5 people that can craft a certain rare item, and you can demand a certain price for that ability or that item you can craft. The future for IC cards are pretty straightforward. We have to hire more developers, more artists. There's 2 of us. We're passionate, but we're limited in our bandwidth, obviously. We want to improve the existing code base. This was done for a hackathon, and we have a lot of demand from users right now. Expand functionalities like creating new expansions and developing the full-fledged RPG game that's going to be the second half of this project. Some fun facts: we've minted over 1.3 million NFTs so far from our users, and we've made this all in 17 days. And because of that, our canister is not able to handle the kind of like attention. We spun this thing up, people got excited, started minting and buying, and our canister has reached its current limit, and we need funding to help fix that and also bring on more talent to help expand to the next level. And this is where we are with IC cards right now. Any questions from the judges or anybody?
What kind of issues are you seeing with respect to the limits being hit in the subnet?
So there are a few different ones. So there are messages, there's that cycle limits when it comes to a message you can send to a canister, a cycle message limit. So for example, with hash maps, which we're currently using to record or store the NFTs, after a certain size, they reorder themselves. And that has pushed us past that cycle limit for a single message. There are capacity issues too. Right now we're at, I think 5 point something gigabytes, I think right now, as far as the canister and how much data it's storing because of the NFTs. And there's no scaling solution at all. there's issues with buying because buying takes so long because there are multiple transactions that are happening. And I know with the advent of canisters being able to handle ICP, that'll be resolved. But right now, it's a slow problem. One of our users said that they love the application and they love crafting, but it takes like 3 minutes to make a purchase because of that, because of the multiple steps we have to do to validate the transaction. And all these things are there because we did this in 17 days. I think that the first commit happened maybe a few days after, or maybe a week and a half after the hackathon started, right? So we didn't really have the ability to address these problems in a scalable way. We're hoping with the funds that we get from winning this thing, we can actually address those funds so our users can start using the product again and enjoying the game we built for them, and then expand to the next level.
Thank you.
So I saw on the website that you guys are currently in maintenance mode. Is that the reason that you are in maintenance mode? Okay, cool. That's good to know. Did you guys program the maintenance mode into your canister like that, or did you like?
Yeah, yeah, we did.
Okay, cool.
There's if Remco can send out the actual canister, we can have it. What's the UI canister actually, Igor? But Remco can DM inside the chat the actual canister ID for the actual backend when you guys can see the stats and everything on there. So it's it also IC Rocks gives you all that information too.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, IC Cards, for a fantastic presentation. Next, we will be moving on to VideoWiki. So I believe we have Shivam here from
yes,
the team.
I'm here. So I'll be presenting VideoWiki, which is a creative marketplace of creative immersive stock media content, where people can come collaborate on to creating informational videos for others. So we all know that we are in Web3. This was already emphasized. Just think of our project as what would YouTube be if it was collaborative, just like Wikipedia. Okay. So what we have done with the project is we have created an editor where AI assisted content segmentation happens, where you can where your suggested AI where the AI suggests you basically scenes and also the media content. This media content can be uploaded also on the chain, and when you create a video, it's basically creating and posting a content ID on the chain, and it basically gives you back the ownership of that content. Once that content is created, it goes into the marketplace where anyone can fork it further to develop it. It comes into your own fork library, and you can collaborate on any particular content which is already listed into the marketplace. This marketplace listing can happen in a paid format or in a free format, which is either you pay for the for forking it out and then claim the ownership and collaborate on particular thing, and where you share the authorship of it. The problem that we are solving is basically, with the digital advancements, the classroom coaching and curriculums have gone all online. And with this online, there's a demand of content being digitized. So it enables a rapid digitization of the content and also protects the IP and the authorship and the contributorship of the people who are involved into creating it. And you don't go. So the answer is like, let's get online and immersive, where people can come and collaborate rather than recreating the stuff every time that they need to do something together. And so in essence, it's a decentralized version control system where you can get ownership, storage location, value, and metadata around any content that you have created on a blockchain-based manner. The value that we talk about exists, is added, or is verified through consensus, and it's already encoded in the smart contracts, and it's confirmed and realized in a transaction. So these are basically two ledgers that are being created. One is the knowledge value, and the other one is the ownership trail. The USP of the project is that it is artificial intelligence assisted, so it does not take a lot of technical skills or knowledge to create that. It's collaboratory, it's open market, and it's crowdsourced. And this is why we have created segmentation between the protocol team and the product team. The protocol team basically defines the foundations of what is what and how it happens, and the product team basically is implementing it into different solutions, VideoWiki being one such solutions, and other and also increase the adoption of other people joining the ecosystem. The next steps are basically creating some content categories where people can come and collaborate, both in terms of creative stock and create educational, informational, material on top of that. And for us, we are looking for funding, mentorship, and network launch support through DFINITY Foundation to enable us from the idea stage to a launch stage. And my name is Shivam. I was presenting this. This is all. If you have any questions, I'm here.
One quick question. So I saw that you were using MetaMask. So just curious on how does that fit in? Yeah.
So we are using Ocean Marketplace. MetaMask basically does 5 steps of transaction. First, the content ID is generated, which is the DID. Then you take the ownership, which is assigned back to you. Okay. Then the website marketplace basically takes the permission of issuing that content to other people through us. So even if the content is owned by you, we take the permission back to for others to fork it. And then there is a payment structure also, because that whole structure ends up into, if you are putting a cost to that asset that you are publishing on chain. So these are the 5 steps in which the content posting on and IP protection happens on chain.
And did you also consider an alternate way to do that, like primarily on the internet identity side of things, or like specifically within IC? Just curious.
We are exploring different protocols. We are studying other projects, and I'm not the technical guy. Like, I understand technology, but I'm not the person who is, I'm just doing the research. But yes, like the answer is yes and no. We have looked into some of the DID options, but I'm not aware of what you just mentioned.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions?
One other quick question. So in the context of the hackathon, what part of your stack were you experimenting with for the Internet Computer? Was it mainly the front end hosting? Or can you just talk us through that?
The hosting was the infrastructure was basically the most important thing. We experimented on 2 different areas. One was the computing for the AI based algorithm that we have hosted on the server, which is currently running on AWS. And the other one was the stock media piece. The full videos were not considered to be posted online with this, but just the stock media. Like, we wanted to create a decentralized first stock media marketplace, like a Shutterstock, where we can invite and build a community of the content, like original content producers. Okay, and that particular piece can be taken by the educators for whom we really want to simplify the process as much as possible. So these were the 2 scopes that we explored.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Team VideoWiki. Next, we will be moving on to Tower of Babel, which is with Anand.
Sure. First of all, I wanted to say thanks a lot for having us here. It's our pleasure. And a little bit about the team. So this is the team. We have Anand Rao, myself, and Jasdeep and Abhay. So what is our vision at Infinity Gaming Labs? So our vision is to decentralize value creation by gamification of learning. And what are the milestones so far? We were founded in May 2021, and in August we decided to pivot to NFTs and gaming. And in November we have an online RPG ready for the Encode Hackathon, and in Jan 2022 we're going to probably make it a MMORPG. So what's the problem statement, right? So we believe that talent is present everywhere, but unfortunately opportunity is not. And what is the solution? So the metaverses, which are going to provide the maximum utility along with maximum fun, are going to fill in the gaps. So now let us take a look at the demo. So I'm actually going to paste a link to the YouTube video here. And I'm also going to share my screen and actually going to be sharing the YouTube video. But in case it's laggy, you guys can check it out on your own as well. Perfect, yeah. So the idea of the game is to learn new languages on the Babel metaverse. And so currently 5 languages are supported. And what you have to do is find the master guru to learn the languages. So as you can see, it's a 3D RPG, and you play as this character right here, and it's built for the Encode Hackathon. So you can run around the world, you can kill monsters, get some cool effects, you can talk to the girl in the game, and you can find out why it's called Babel. That's the first mission. That's the first campaign to find out why it's called Babel. Then you can switch your weapons. And you can run around, kill, and at the same time, you can learn languages. So let's see how you can learn a language. Here he is, Master Guru. So you go talk to him and you can learn the languages. So the objective here is to achieve true decentralization by making sure that humans can understand each other, right? So language right now is a big divide. So this on the screen, what you're seeing is Turkish, here some Spanish, here some Tamil, which is probably one of the oldest languages in the world. And of course, when you're bored, you can always run around, kill some monsters, and go back to the guru whenever you feel like you want to continue your learning. And that's what we got.
So, quick question. So, in terms of like, so you have a visual context, and like, for example, as you're killing the monsters and so on, does that like actual game content have the relevance with the, let's say, the thing that you're trying to learn, or those are very independent?
No, it is relevant because I was going to continue that on. I'm going to address a few of the points, but the main point is to incentivize players to stay in the Babel metaverse. That is one thing, and another thing is as you kill the monsters, you can get more levels up, which is basically an indication of saying that you have spent some time on the metaverse, right? So, and how else do we incentivize players? When someone contributes a language to the universe, so that is incentivized more. So the whole idea is to have a metaverse which is not just about learning, also about fun equally. I think that is the main idea, right? So if I can, did that answer your question? But I think I had a few more slides left. So what's coming up next? So we have an in-game currency which I'm planning, and I just talked a little bit about how the players are going to be incentivized, right? And the game will also have an exploratory component, which will enable or encourage players to explore the universe, right? And here you can find and trade artifacts. Some artifacts can also be bred, right? And also we plan to launch a new coin, which will be used in game. And thanks for listening. We're expanding our teams and looking for investments and grants as well. And any other questions, I can answer them right now. Thanks for listening once again.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And we do actually have one in chat. So Christine asked, how do you learn the language?
Which one? So Motoko was a lot of fun to learn.
No, sorry, I think the language is in game.
I'm sorry. So yeah, the language is in game. So right now, we're focusing on building the technology around adding the infrastructure and the necessary software components to make adding it easy. So the whole idea is to decentralize this learning process as well. What that means is if anyone wants to teach their language or their dialect or their own particular, maybe even like a new language, right? So they can add it. That's going to be completely open to anyone to add their own campaign and their quests. So this is how you will be learning a language in the game. Yeah, I hope that answered the question.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That was really cool to see. Next, we are going to move on to Team DAppMan Switch. So if you'd like to start sharing your slides, I think, is it
can you
Marcus?
see the screen?
Yeah, or Philip. Yeah, go for it. Feel free to share yours.
Okay, my name is Philip, and this is DAppMan Switch. We're an international team of students from Vienna and Zurich, and we've built a decentralized DAppMan Switch. The basic concept of a DAppMan Switch is that an event is triggered once a subject fails to prove their liveliness. In our case, users can upload secrets, and they have to prove regularly that they're still alive, and otherwise the secret will be published. There are plenty of use cases. For example, you could upload your last will or testament, as well as the keys to your crypto wallet, which then are forwarded to your loved ones after you pass away. On the other hand, for example, journalists could use their valuable information as leverage over the government to keep themselves alive. For example, if we think about WikiLeaks. Additionally, we provide the ability to earn passive income by staking our native token, the Heartbeat token, for which we provide a wallet in our DApp. Implementing a Dappman switch in a centralized manner is a trivial task, you can say. However, this would allow a central entity managing the secrets to inspect them, publish them early, or entirely withhold them. Furthermore, centralized services are vulnerable to be shut down by the government. And that's why the capabilities of the Internet computer are paramount to application. In order to solve all of these problems arising from centralization, we developed a key share distribution system. With it, we can transfer the responsibility of managing secrets from a central entity to a network of trusted stakers. We incentivize the correct behavior of these stakers by paying them rewards in form of the Heartbeat token. Here you can see at the data flow of our app, we chose Shamir secret sharing to split up a secret into multiple key shares. The initial secret can only be reconstructed if the majority of the stakers, here denoted as emojis, I repeat, the majority of the stakers must decrypt their shares. Only then the original secret can be decrypted. So we avoid this point of centralization. Let me now switch to the demo. After successfully signing in with the internet identity, a staker can head to the staker page where he or she can manage the token balance in the wallet, add a new stake, see the existing stakes, or interact with the key shares which were assigned to them. For example, now is the time to reveal a secret share. So I click on the reveal button, fill in my private key, reveal the share, and get rewarded. An uploader can see the uploaders can see their secrets here and upload a new secret. And by pressing this button, they can verify that they are live. And we see here that the duration until the next heartbeat is required was reset to 24 hours. Yeah, we would love to extend the application with the following features on a slide, and therefore we will be happy to receive funding. Thanks a lot. Are there any questions?
Just looking at the docs, you say the Heartbeat token conforms to the ERC 20 protocol. So did you guys implement your own token, or did you?
Yeah. It's managed by its own canister. We found the implementation of an ERC 20, and so we ported it to ICP. It was a little bit of an adjustment, but it's our own token and it's managed in the wallet.
I see. And did you guys use Motoko?
Yeah, Motoko for the backend, and the front end was React, hosted on the IC.
Okay, cool. So you found an ERC 20 in Solidity and ported it to Motoko yourselves?
I think it was
already in Motoko.
Yeah.
Okay. So you found an implement. Okay, sweet. Awesome. Good to know. And I think there's a question in chat.
Yeah. So we have a question from Dario, which says, what happens if I don't respond in time?
Then you don't get rewarded. You don't get any Heartbeat token. But if you are a staker, you're desired to gain more wealth, more to say. This incentive is manifested by the Heartbeat token. So you won't be rewarded. That's it.
Cool. Feel free to continue the questions and answers in chat. But yeah, we'll move on to the next team, which is Bonsai NFTs. So I believe we have Jesse here, who's going to be presenting Bonsai NFT.
Yeah, hi, my name is Jesse. I'm a developer. I'm a third-year computing student at Dublin City University, Ireland. And I teamed up with Christian, who is an artist at he studies computer science at Western Sydney University, Australia. We met each other in the Discord Find Your Teammates channel of the Encode Discord. And we decided to come together and think about what we could build on the internet computer with both of our skills combined. So we came up with Bonsai NFTs, which is a promotional NFT web application. So we thought there should be a space where we could come in and promote an NFT collection, other than using places like Discord, Reddit, or Twitter. So I'm just going to jump into a live demo of that and show you where we're at in this project. And Christian's going to talk a little bit about the art.
Sure. So just a little bit about Bonsai NFT. We just wanted to combine some things we love. So we got Internet, Computer, Samurai Warriors, and anime and put it all together. And we wanted to use this to showcase the site and showcase how you could promote on the site. So we decided to make these 20 limited edition NFTs. And we've got some other artists that are interested in joining us to also launch their own.
Cool. And then we've got lore based on those NFTs right here. This is kind of information about the characters to kind of give some background information and stuff here. And then we've got a voting section, which allows users to kind of interact with the platform and vote on upcoming collections that they want to see released. And then we've got our roadmap. So next step for us is to finish the collection. We want to get those 20 NFTs minted and out there. And then essentially want to turn this into a digital art gallery on a blockchain. So we want to give a space where artists can come in and upload their collections as well, get feedback from users, add information about their collections, add in like release dates and stuff. And we want users to have the ability to come in and like and comment on collections. So these are all features we're looking at to hopefully implement in the future. So we're working on a login for the users and creators. And then we're also looking at creating kind of a structure and format for creators to upload on the platform as well. And of course, we want to grow our team because there's only 2 of us right now and it's a pretty small team. So we'd love to get interactive with the community and hopefully get more developers in on this to help us. So welcome any questions from the judges and thanks for listening to our pitch.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. So my question is, you know, in the world of NFTs, I think we're seeing a lot of like space moves at light speed, right? We're seeing a lot of like integrations with like DeFi, a lot of like really interesting things that are happening. So, you know, with like this particular collection that you had walked us through, do you envision any like additional utility or functionality?
So something that we have discussed is essentially like exploring a kind of Patreon style interactivity. So essentially by purchasing a token, this is for a more long-term idea. We'll have to test it out and see if it's possible. But basically you could access, say, a digital magazine sort of area where you can get an idea of the artists and you could get an interview of them, see some of their just like in the works stuff. And so build a more of a community sense again, and just maybe even move for like YouTubers, for example, who, you know, they have a problem with demonetization. So you could purchase an NFT and then you can have access for a certain period of time to their work and see and help them, support them that way. That's some of the ideas we've had.
So I think also the big thing is that the NFTs exist on a blockchain. So we feel like there's already a lot of promotions going on Twitter and Discord and stuff. So we feel like there should be a place also existing on a blockchain where people can come in and promote their NFTs. So it's kind of artists themselves can think of utility and stuff. And we might include, like Christian said, all these other utilities, but it's at the start, we just want to give them a place where they can generate hype. That also, the big selling point again, is just that the place exists on a blockchain. So people love decentralization. The art is decentralized, so the space should be decentralized too.
Awesome, fantastic. Cheers, Jesse and Christian. So next we're going to move on to our penultimate team, which is Team KawaK, and Laszlo is going to be presenting for them.
All right, straight to it. One question: how hard can it be to access insightful feedback? Centralization is not just an issue in finance, but social growth as well. We saw this with the pandemic, where institutions meant to serve as public forums were reduced to mere storage rooms at best. KawaK is a meritocratic writing tool where the more you put in, the more you get out, simply said. And you'd be forgiven for thinking that we're talking about the size of your wallet here, but bear with. Blockchain, tokenization, NFTs, decentralization, they're all buzzwords you're probably sick of hearing by now. But let's quickly dive into how KawaK operates and why, alongside the internet computer, these emerging technologies are more relevant than ever. My name is Laszlo Cordy. I'm a cyber law student based in Oxford. With me, we have Daniel and Gabriel joining us from Germany. And last but not least, Marvelous, live all the way from Nigeria. We met through the course of this hackathon, but despite our diverse backgrounds, we're united by the aim of creating a tool that is accessible to those who deserve it the most. To begin your journey, Just sign up or register via internet identity as a wordsmith. And once that's done, it's time to work on your craft. Concerns of plagiarism are rampant in all industries, be it academia, composing, or even lawyers. So by default, the work you submit is private, only visible to you. Edit, delete it as you see fit. As an extra layer of protection, you're able to turn your craft into an NFT. And there are reasonable concerns about how energy intensive NFTs are, but fortunately, the IC's design enables us to mint at a fraction of the cost in comparison to other chains. And we've now arrived on the submit page. Last stop to make any final tweaks on your craft before it's tested in the forge, displayed as the skyboard currently on screen. The submit page is also where you will define the length and topic, but most importantly, the bounty you are willing to place. It is the reward which will incentivize other wordsmiths in interacting with your craft. Sadly, in this example, we need more tokens, so time to head over to the forge. There aren't enough topics for us to work with just to select by topic of interest, but fortunately, they'll level word counts, so they're accessible to our current wordsmith merit level. This is my chance to show the community I'm here to stay, working to provide and receive insightful feedback. It's about polishing one's ability to be poignantly critical of others by daring to look like a fool. Cross-pollination plays a key role within decentralization, an obvious requirement in DeFi, but also the sharing of information. Many current algorithms are designed to capture attention with little regard for the implications it has on your mind. And I'm not saying anything most of you don't already know here, but dApps which promote divergent thinking and are valuable outsider perspectives are criminally unaddressed. We need to create social platforms and tools that are rewarding in the same way that it feels good to help out your neighbor. For the most part, experts will agree. A good work of social science, be it legal, psychological, or even poetry, is understandable and accessible to many walks of life. We're going to swap over accounts and see the perspective of the wordsmith who's just received their feedback. Any changes that have been made will be put forward on their end and highlighted. Currently, the only option is to accept feedback and release the tokens. But crucially, a review must be given on the quality of the feedback received. This review will range from 0 to 10, and it will contribute to an average that is unique to each wordsmith. This hidden average will determine the percentage of the bounty reward they are entitled to, meaning the small remainder will go to the tribunal. More on that later. And now we're back on the first account. On average, we require 1 token per 100 words. But just to make sure our craft doesn't get stuck in limbo, let's use 3 tokens for this 200-word submission. We'd have to double the token amount if we wanted more wordsmiths to be working on it. All right, time to check the skyboard and see if it's there on the forge. Hopefully it is. And success! We'll get notified once we receive feedback. The tribunal functions as a trusted oracle. It's made up of individuals within the community who have consistently demonstrated themselves as good actors. Their role will be to vote in order to settle any disagreements which have occurred between 2 wordsmiths. The tribunal will be rewarded with small but meaningful token amounts from the liquidity pool that is funded by the remainder of each bounty in the forge. If a wordsmith has given feedback, for example, and feels that they have unfairly received a 1 out of 10 rating, they may make a tribunal claim. The tokens will be frozen until an odd number of tribunal members voted within a given time frame on what they believe is a fair outcome in relationship to the work done. Within the coming months, we aim to test with the best case users, meaning those who play proactive roles within key university societies, implement the buy token standard to protect the role that decentralized governance will play, and lastly, a phone DApp, turning picture into text as a core function, making KawaK accessible to those without a computer. Thank you for your time, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
I know that Jan was had some compliments for you, also in terms of this particular use case. So yeah, really well done. Really appreciate the work put in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that one. I mean, if academia had that tool already, like a lot of troubles for program committees and journal reviews and whatnot would be much better.
Yeah, we believe so, and also not just limited to academia as well, but a tool that can be used from students mutually helping each other from all over the world. But that is a niche.
How far are you guys from releasing this and have the first users use it?
So I'm currently based in the UK, and I can most easily access university societies for that reason, because we're mostly students. And what I meant by best case users is essentially targeting specific university students that I know are proactive members of society and that are willing to kind of put in the effort to then hopefully receive the same degree of effort. And then the technical element comes into how do we determine averages so that users who put in the same amount of effort receive the same amount of output. And those who just want someone to quickly read over their work and comment, yeah, it was great, made sense, they put that in and that's what they receive. So there's different calibers in that sense.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Team KawaK. So now we will move on to our final team of the day, which is NFT Anvil. So I believe we have Veselin who's going to present for that. And just a reminder of the structure. So we're going to have this final presentation, the last judges' questions, and then the judges will be going into a breakout room with myself and we will discuss and decide upon the prize winners. And then in here, Anthony's going to be talking for 5 or so minutes whilst the judges are deciding. Then we'll bring everyone back and announce the prize winners. So Veselin, whenever you're ready, feel free to take it away.
So NFT Anvil, it's done on the Internet Computer in Motoko, and it's fully decentralized NFT service. So let's see a little demo. We're going to mint with the web interface, and on the left there is a form, and on the right is the preview. And we're going to use a few features, like it can have images hosted on the IC, secret content, transfer restrictions, use effects, hold effects, time to live extension system, and NFT composition. And one of the cool features is verified domains, which can prove who creates the NFTs. And also a decentralized capture system to avoid bots and DOS attacks. And now we're going to mint asynchronously and concurrently 6 NFTs, which are going to finish at the same time. And this is how it looks like, the NFT. You can transfer it or create a transfer link. The transfer link is my favorite because you can send it to someone who doesn't have address yet or a wallet. And you can send it in emails and chats. You can do email marketing with it. And this is the inventory/wallet. You can see preview of items here. And there is one item with item composition, which can be used for enchanting, socketing, and wearables. So on the left side, we have a phone, which is going to now send one of the NFTs we created to another device, which doesn't have an application or extension installed. And we're going to create an NFT link and use iOS's airdrop to send it to the other device. And the other device accepts the airdrop. A browser opens, and after quick authentication, it can claim the NFT, which was secret, and that's why it's not visible. But once it shows in the inventory, it's going to be visible now, the owner. And this is how the system architecture looks like. There are many NFT canisters which hold currently about 4,000 NFTs and their data like images and video, and they can be placed in different subnets. There is a router which coordinates everything, and account canisters, and also access token canisters. They talk with the router, they talk to each other, and they're actually linearly scalable. So they can handle billions of NFTs and billions of users. When you look at the big picture, they can be extended by third-party developers to create games and crafting systems, and also to other dApps and applications, which don't have to be dApps, they can be Web.1 applications. They don't have to send their users to NFT Anvil. Actually, they can take the components and place them in their applications. And I call this NFT decentralized platform as a service, and you mint in your app, wallet in your app, and marketplace in your app. NFT Anvil, mint, wallet, marketplace.
I have a question. One of the things I noticed from reviewing all the materials is you had some really awesome user features. So like the pro mode, and then also like copying and sharing the links. I'm wondering, like, did you do any user research or anything as part of this project? Because it was really well thought through from a user experience perspective.
Well, I had internet website for 10 years, so we were giving users rewards for 10 years, and I thought, why not make these rewards NFTs? It's going to be better for the users. So yeah.
But even just from like the minting perspective, I just wanted to say you had some really interesting and well thought out features. So great job.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, then I think we are ready to take the judges into a breakout room. Anthony, I believe they're just being set up.
So while that's happening, everyone, you're stuck with me for 5-10 minutes. So I'm going to say a few general things, and then we'll put on some music and wait. But first of all, obviously a big well done to everyone for taking part. I thought those were really good, and I'm so pleased with all of your efforts. So bloody well done. And the good thing the future is bright. I want to say a few things which I really want you to heed. First, you are early. Like, you are one of the early developers on the Internet Computer. This has incredible value you don't know yet. Please stick with this. This will compound. This will be a big win. So please know this. And like, imagine all of you thought, well, what if I was an early developer on Ethereum in 2016, 2015? Like, this is comparable to that. I mean, you can have general views about Internet Computer and versus Ethereum and opportunity to come. I think you'd all believe opportunities are very big in crypto. But specifically here, you are early. Seize that fact. Keep building. Be big parts of the ecosystem. This will go very, very well for you. The second thing is specifically in terms of your next steps. So the large majority of you will get offered some sort of grant to continue. And you, again, should take that and run with that. What I would say as well is that Encode has these two significant things that we do on the end of our talent, or the end of our programs and everything, which is hiring and investing. We have a dedicated fund to invest in cool things. And the slide I didn't show was some of, and now the many, many, many big successes out of Encode, companies that have gone on to great success. So if you are looking for funding, if you're looking for a job, I mean, we'd hire all of you, or if you want to get placed with a great company, maybe go and work for Internet Computer, come and talk to me personally. That will be sent out as well via email. I'm going to put my email in here, and come and talk, because I'd love to help and help you with the rest of your journey in blockchain, whatever stage you're at. So as I stressed with point one, you are really early. This is really valuable. When I look back at our programs from, let's say, 2018, 2019, 2020, all of these people, the large majority of these people, are thoroughly successful founders or employees or everything in between, have done very well out of being in the space. So please keep it up. Awesome. In terms of what comes next, so a few logistical points. So the first of which is, obviously, I will announce the prizes when I get them back from the judges. Second of all, George is messaging me. Maybe we already know the winners. This feels like Christmas. Oh no, he just said he'll let me know when we're wrapping up. Second of all, in terms of logistics afterwards, so for paying prizes, we will drop you an email, ask for addresses, etc., bank details, as the case may be. This will be handled in its entirety by the DFINITY team. So whilst you can kick us if it is slow and say, Anthony, sort it out, it actually isn't us who are doing it. It is the DFINITY team, and they will coordinate that process. Oh, you're back.
We've returned.
I'm not even joking. Lasco suggested never have I ever, because it was taking so long.
Sorry,
so,
really? Never
no,
have I.
You could actually suggest it, but we decided not to go there.
It is late for you guys, huh? Like, it's the evening.
It's like 8 o'clock. It's all right. I mean, it's 8. I hope. Have we got any finalists in Asia, George? No.
We do have the Bonsai NFT member from Sydney, and there's a few in India. Yeah, Christian, 6 a.m.
in the morning.
Okay, right, George. How do we want to do this?
So I've sent you the winners on Discord.
I think, George, you should announce them. You've done. Yeah. I mean, guys, I want to say a general thing. Although I am here smiling, pretending like I've done all the work, George actually did all the work. So I'm like, he is an absolute superstar. You do not see all the stuff he does behind the scenes. So thank you, George, for such a great event. Well done. We're very proud of you. But yeah, so I'm going to give you the honor of saying the prize winners, also because you've written them in a weird order and I can't actually read that properly and I'm going to mess it up. So George, over to you to reveal our nice prize winners.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Omji from the Encode team as well for doing a lot of the team calls throughout the hackathon. So yes, to announce the prize winners. So in first place for the $25K grant prize plus $25K grant, we actually have two winners. So they'll each be receiving $25K prize and $25K grant. So those winners are DApp Switch and IC Cards. So a huge round of applause to all of those. Congratulations, guys.
Awesome.
Fantastic energy there.
Let's go! Let's go!
Awesome. Nice.
Pop the champagne. Pop the champagne. You have that ready, right?
I have whiskey.
Yeah, me too.
So
Awesome.
well done to those teams. And then in the runners-up places are getting 2.5K prizes plus 5K grants, which I think is higher than was stated. There's 3 teams, which is CanDAO, NFT Anvil, and KawaK. So congratulations to those teams as well.
Ooh, thank you.
Fantastic. And then for the final 3 teams, Babel, VideoWiki, and Bonsai NFT, that are in the final, highly encourage you to apply to the DFINITY grants, and you'd definitely be considered for those. So yeah, I just want to hand over to Liz from DFINITY, who's been helping organize and run the hackathon as well, to say a few words.
Absolutely. So first things first, working with Encode, with Anthony and George and the rest of the team has just been an absolute pleasure. You guys are true professionals, and you can tell by the community that you've curated here that it's just a wonderful group of students and other developers who have participated. For everyone who participated, we were absolutely blown away by the submissions. I mean, going through, we've organized hackathons in the past before, and, hackers come at a variety of different experience levels. We know that Motoko is not an easy language to learn for all. Rust is definitely not an easy language as well. So we were just completely blown away by all of the submissions we received and also all of the people who presented today. So just, moment for everyone here who spent all of their time just like preparing, asking questions, doing their research and all that stuff. And for everyone who participated in the Encode Club Hackathon, don't be a stranger. You can find me on Twitter. I'll type in my username here. Just feel free. My DMs are open. So feel free to reach out at any time if you need anything, if you have questions about our grants program, if you have questions about our future roadmap. There will be a lot of future hackathons, a lot of future events. We're organizing a developer conference next year in Europe, which we're really, really excited about. So that's a little bit of a teaser. We haven't announced it publicly yet, but we'll definitely keep you posted on news soon. So yeah, congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you all for attending today.
Awesome, very excited for that developer conference. I'm sure many of us will be there. So congratulations again to the teams. One thing that we like to do at these hackathon finales is get one big photo. So if everyone wants to put your cameras on, Anthony will change, I believe, the viewing screen so we can see everyone's lovely faces, and we'll take a
change it on
screenshot.
my end, which is the one for the photo. I don't know if
it's just changing your end.
Actually,
okay.
I can still already see your faces, but I need 4 more faces.
Fantastic.
To go on.
Last three faces. Oh, one more. There we go. Laszlo
no, he's gonna make it. Is he gonna make it? Oh, he's not gonna make it. We have to superimpose it in. Okay, right. 3, 2, 1. Smiles, everyone. Awesome. Someone will look terrible on all of those. I apologize in advance. I'll try and make sure it's me. Guys, thank you very, very much. In the interest of the person in Sydney, I will now bring this to an end. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have all of you in the hackathon. We look forward to seeing you do great things. I've said a few times that if you do a hackathon now, trust me, you will be the rock stars of the next year, 2, 3 years. So well done. And a last big thank you to Liz and the team from DFINITY for making this just awesome and actually making it happen in the first place. So a big thank you to all. Have a wonderful evening, morning, night sleep, or afternoon, wherever you are. And we will see you all very soon. Thank you very much.